morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem, creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Monday, October 27th. Wow. Monday, January 27th, 2025. There's a lot going on in our world, my friends, and it is hard to hold all of it together at the same time. Today is broadcast 1227. It is day 479 since October 7th, 2023. It's hard to hold on to what day it is, what time it is, but Penny, thank you for holding us steady. Susie, yes, we'll get there. Rebecca, it's good to see you, my friend. Anya and Fabrice, Barry and Arlene, good morning. Hi, Carl and Sandy. Jonathan and Debbie, Richard, good to see you. Amy, Linda, Arlene, Lisa and Jack, Lydia and Cynthia, good morning, friends. Hi, Amy. Hi, Patricia. Let's keep sending love to each other. There's a lot going on today, and I have to run around a little bit. So we're going to jump right into the bracha. I hope my guitar stayed tuned. Let's sing a blessing, learn some Torah. La 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 la, la 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 la. Torah, all right, everybody. Oh, a lot to acknowledge. I am so excited. Barbara, you are sharing that today, did I miss it? Today is the bris for your grandson, Everest Bradley. Mazel tov on Everest bris. And it's so good to know, Jack, that you and I have the same background in our office, including an Israeli flag. That is lovely. Also, Boker or Rebecca, it is nice to have light come our way. And I think, Siona, you said you're wearing an Am Yisrael Chai t-shirt. Nobody sees it, but it makes you feel better. I gotta tell you, we see it. You're helping us see it. And while there is so much to talk about, please God, we also see the possibility, please God, the potential, please God, the reality that Arbel Yehud and Agam Berger will be released from a terrible captivity for the last 479 days so far. Inhuman to think about this, and miraculous to think, please God, that they're alive, and to learn something that I found out over the weekend. I'm not sure you knew. When the young women who have been released from captivity have been released, they've had braids in their hair, and I had thought that it was a Hamas move to make it look like they'd been taken care of, but in fact, it was Agam Berger, who, please God, will be in her family and friends' arms this Thursday, who braided the young women's hair as they were being released. And I know that it sounds like such a small thing, but it's not small in the least. Self-determination takes many forms. Agam braiding her sister's hairs as they are being released, stands bright to me as a statement of self-determination in deep darkness. Today is a day where we see that in our memory, in our mind's eye, because today is the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. And so therefore, the world marks it as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. But it is really important for us to, while not taking that for granted and emphasizing the need for global solidarity, especially given the terrible, terrible upswing in anti-Semitism, which is domestic terrorism of another kind, for us to understand and remember that the difference between International Holocaust Remembrance Day and on a Jewish calendar, Yom HaShoah, that difference is incredibly important. Number one, for us to remember that the world remembers when it eventually showed up at Auschwitz. We mark Yom HaShoah 2 weeks after Pesach. We mark it as the day we fought back in the Warsaw Ghetto. And that self-determination, the difference between being remembered as victims and us remembering ourselves as valiant rebels fighting for our own rights to self-determination, those differences are not small. And as we mark the difference between being liberated and liberating ourselves, we have to remember what it is to braid our own hair. And I'm looking at my dear friend, Mikey Parker, who's here on Instagram. You want to see someone whose soul is all about the beauty and the universalism of Jewish self-determination? Tune into Mikey. Go find his music online. See what a Jewish sound means in the world. Not a tribally minded and nobody else matters, but we have to be strong, we have to be noble so that our art can be a blessing to the world. Mikey is a great example of that. You will find that out too. Let's learn just a little bit of the Parsha and then we'll say a blessing to each other and to our people. Parshat Bo. The very beginning of the Parsha is fascinating. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe bo el Paro. God said to Moshe, come to Pharaoh, which tells you where God is. God is not only in the places that are simple. God is also where Pharaoh is. Ki ani hichpadeti et libo, for I strengthened his heart, vet lev avadav, and the hearts of his servants, leman shiti ototai ela bikirbo, so that I would be able to demonstrate my signs in their midst. Complicated, friends, complicated. But how important it is for us to remember what it is to be part of a people who tells their story in this way. It doesn't justify the imprisonment of our ancestors. Nothing does. But look at what we describe our liberation as, a sign of God's wonder. This Thursday, please God, we will hold our Bel Yehud, Agam Burger, and please God, a third beloved soul. And we will not say, it is so that we could show how beautiful we are, so that we could see someone like Agam Burger, after 470 days of being a hostage, after the worst day in Jewish history since the Holocaust. We don't justify any of it, but she braided her sister's hair. That's Torah. That is wonder. That is divinity and miracle. We are not done with our story, friends, and we tell it about our own dignity. We demand our own dignity, and we have learned not to wait for the world to be our liberators. We show our beauty ourselves. I invite you, friends, to pray deeply with me that the continuation of the hostage release and ceasefire deal stays steady and stable so that we can hold all of our beloveds once more and then be blessings to the world, unfettered. Unfettered. Our braids are beautiful, aren't they? Blessing our Bel and Agam, whose faces I'm looking at right now. I'm sure you are too. Blessing us to remember not only the moment of liberation, but also all those we lost. To bless the survivors we are blessed to still have. and to know that our job is to keep this flame alive with love and devotion, and yes, with braids. Send your hearts to the east, friends. Kol hod balevav pnima, nefesh Yehudi homia, ulefatei mizrach kadima, ayin letzion tzofia. Od lo avda tikvateinu, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, my friends.